All right, so where does stress come from? So recently I ran across this quote from Jeff Bezos, and I'm not going to quote exactly word for word, but the main idea of the quote was that stress doesn't come from hard work. Stress actually comes from not taking action on something that you have some control over. I was like, huh, okay, now that kind of resonates with me, right? So it's those things that often stress, for me at least, or sometimes it can come from things that I kind of feel like I should be able to control or I should be able to influence, but yet I'm afraid I can't, or it's not working well, or I'm having challenges with it, or I'm simply not doing anything about it, right? So um, I think that's a fairly insightful statement on at least one source of stress, right? So stress is there's probably a couple different definitions of stress, if you will. I think in the broader sense, when we go beyond just emotional, we look at, well, stress is something that puts a strain on something, right? It puts a pressure against something, if you will. And I think for humans, stress is often when we talk about stress, I think most of us are actually talking about fear more than we are talking about a strain of something like a exertion, right? So, you can go out and work really hard and not be stressed out. In fact, you can end the day and feel very relaxed, right? So, and even though your body maybe was stressed by, let's say, hard physical labor, it's not what we would call stress in the general sense of emotional stress, right? At the same time, you could be sitting around the house. Let's say you're unemployed and you're worried about how you're going to pay your bills and there's not enough money. You're sitting around the house, you're watching TV. Your body is not at all stressed, right? And there's no effort. You're not exerting, you're not being strained in that sense. But because of the fear that you have, you could be under a lot of stress. So anyway, I thought it was an insightful comment, and I think that sometimes, the things that you have like absolutely, obviously no control over outside of, just praying and asking God for it, right? But even that's not really having a control, right? So the things that you obviously don't have control over, sometimes it's easier to just kind of let them be whatever they are. But it's the things that you have some control over, a little bit of control, right? A little influence, or you feel like you kind of should be able to control even though you don't feel like you can. Those are the things I think that often tend to stress us out.